All right. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while as far as video, but figured it's a nice night out.
Beautiful night, actually.
Beautiful night. Beautiful stogie.
A lot of tags done today.
You know what's... Listen.
Hey. Lions, the Lions are going to tag Kenny Galladay, bro.
You know what's funny?
And Giants will in on him.
You wanna know what's funny is I get Dak wanting to get paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, congrats, he gets paid. But for the life of me, 75 mil the first year?
Dude, 126 guaranteed.
That's more than anybody. So pretty much you paid a guy 4 years to go to not make the playoffs again for the next 4 years. It's the joke going around, through the whole world if you're a fan of sports.
It was a $160 million contract, 126 guaranteed. No trade clause in it. He basically holds all the cards, bro.
Well, he had control going into it because, even though the injury and everything, but he was playing. He was playing for the most part. He was lights out. He was definitely improved before that injury.
He was putting up 300 yards a game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was putting up. He was putting up
5,000 a year.
He was putting up unlike Dak numbers.
Yeah, it was the defense that was fucking him. If you're scoring 30 plus points a game and you're still losing, there's a problem with defense, bro.
My only issue with it now is you hinder yourself as far as trying to get other key free agents. Like if you wanted to get, say, a Kenny Galladay now to, and then have like a four-headed monster at wide receiver. But
CeeDee Lamb.
But Jerry Jones, I think, tipped the hat on something that nobody's thinking about here. That there is an impending new TV deal possibly. And that's how he had the money or knows he's going to recoup that money in order to get Dak signed.
I know that.
Now, that's what a lot of people are saying. And if that's the case, expect a lot of money to just start being thrown around. The Steelers came out, they said they're not tagging anybody. No. And I think they pretty much called Bud Dupree. They said, listen, we're not going to put the tag on you again. And then I was reading on Facebook, and somebody tweeted out that Sport Track's predicting him to sign a 1-year deal with Kansas City. Now, and it's only going to be a $12 million deal. First off, if I'm Bud Dupree, I go back to Pittsburgh and go, give me the tag. Because I'd rather take $19 million than $12 million. But you're going to have to make the $19 million guaranteed.
Or take the 12 and have that chance for that ring.
But you could still get that ring in Pittsburgh because people are sitting there, and it's comical how everybody wants to shit on a 30, and I get he's 39. But whether you like the guy, you don't like the guy, whatever your opinion is of Big Ben Roethlisberger, here's one thing that's been consistent. He is a team player through and through. The man has restructured his deal more times than hookers have changed wigs in a day when sleeping with Johns on the street. Okay?
Exactly. I know.
Him and Antonio did it the 1 year to try to get Bell to stay. Now, we all know how that worked out. Regardless, whatever. And the other thing that's annoyed me, and Melissa even said it, that she hates the offseason for this reason, because everybody, and you think New York sports media is bad? Pittsburgh right now is taking the friggin' cake because they're out there. Well, if Juju leaves, okay, and this is the misconception. People are already saying that Juju's got both feet out the door. If you're a Jerry Dulac, a Mark Madden, listen to what the guy's telling you. He's saying he wants his legacy to stay in Pittsburgh forever.
Why do you think Ben...
Once Ben restructured the deal, and he did it the way I told you all he was going to do it. Okay? I told you. And it literally, he's getting 14 point whatever million. But 12 to 13 of that is a signing bonus. The rest of it is avoidable contract. And he's only making 1.25 million
this year, right?
Okay? Yet you got guys like Dak. Yet you got guys like Dak getting all this money, and then you got all these teams wondering why they can't win a friggin' Super Bowl. Well, look at how Tom Brady's done it too. Tom Brady has restructured his deal time and time again. Has taken less money. Has taken less money, and then this is where I'll commend Tom Brady. The same way Ben has done it, Tom Brady has done it. And Tampa franchise tagged Godwin today.
Yep.
But knowing that happened, Brady's restructuring his deal,
in order to keep everybody else.
And it might have to be a Ben type restructured
No,
deal,
yeah, he's gonna have to.
and Brady's not going to take 1.25
No, he's
million.
not.
It's going to be a little bit more than that. But as much as we shit on Tom Brady, you got to give the man credit. You got to give him credit where it's due. The guy's willing to leave money on the table so somebody else can eat.
Well, you got to think about it too, man. His wife makes more than he does. That's another reason why. Think about it. Think about it. He don't really need the money like that.
Well,
he wants the rings. He wants nobody to surpass him.
Well, yeah, and there's going to be somebody one day who does surpass him, and he's in Kansas City,
Exactly.
and his name is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing, and I was telling you and Melissa this the other day, how, and we even talked about it on the audio parts a little bit, how they rank the quarterbacks in the AFC North, right?
1 through 4. Okay.
So they have Lamar, Baker, Ben, and then they have Joe. Actually, no, they have Ben last and Burrows before him.
Well,
So
play, what, 5 games in the NFL?
So what's funny is, and I think, because I sent it to you, so we'll just go through this real quick. Oh no, that was the video I sent you with Stone Cold's music of Ben coming back. Where is it? I know I sent it to you, but if I can't find it, I'll remember it.
It was Lamar, it was Baker, it was Joe Burrow,
Right.
it was Ben.
So, no, but it's the fact of you have Baker before Ben. Ben threw for more yards with no run game than Baker did. He had a higher pass percentage than Baker. He had more touchdowns than Baker. So, for all you that sit there and you know who you are, who want to, oh, Ben sucks, Ben this, Ben that. Ben is 38 going on now 39.
Now he's 39, yeah.
Okay. Baker Mayfield is what, 20-something years old? In his early 20s?
Shit, when Ben was in the early 20s?
And you got shown up by a 38-year-old, and you have Kareem Hunt, and you have Nick Chubb, and you have Jarvis Landry, and David Njoku, and Austin Hooper, and Rashad Higgins, and Donovan's People Jones.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely a good pick.
Okay, you have all that. And a 38-year-old quarterback with a career-ending injury, surgically repaired arm, came back and showed your bitch ass up, showed Lamar up, and showed Joe Burrow up. I don't care what you say.
Almost just showed you off.
Okay? So, for everybody who wants to say that Baker and Lamar are the future of the AFC North,
that's why Lamar and,
I'll tell you something right now.
That's why Lamar and both were nowhere near a contract.
It's not going to happen. And please, for the life of me...
He's going to get... His knee's gonna get blown out one of this year or something.
And I'm telling you, I don't need to see, because the minute that came out that Baltimore is nowhere near an extension with him, and they're not even on the same page, immediately everybody's got to tweet out, there's Ben's replacement. No. I want no part of Lamar Jackson. I don't need a running back at quarterback.
Exactly.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it.
He's just gonna get hurt.
Okay.
In the end, I'm sorry. That's why I hate it when Daniel Jones does that shit, bro. I'm like, bro, you're just gonna get hurt.
Now, obviously, and then everybody's saying that, that Juju is going to leave. If Juju is going to leave, okay, and I know March 17th is around the corner, but if he was going to leave, why would he then comment on Roethlisberger re-signing going, let's talk now? That's all Juju was waiting for, was the Ben deal to get done. The world was waiting to see if Ben would be a man of his word. And Ben was a man of his word. He took the pay cut. Yeah, it's only $5 million. But it's the point that he came out and he said the money doesn't matter, and that he's glad to be at this point of his career where the money doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
The man has made bank over his 18-year career. That he can afford to do things like this, just like Brady can do it. So for everybody who wants to sit there again, you want to shit on Ben, shut up.
And I really don't think Juju's going anywhere, because I remember about, a month or two ago, part of him restructuring his deal was Juju had to be Juju stays.
Yeah.
Juju stays.
And it sucks because, obviously, with the cap, and now that people want to sit there, and I even said, how does Pittsburgh get into this cap situation? And yeah, they gave Roethlisberger these odd contracts that always have this weird plot twist to them. Okay, but think about this: they saved over the course of everything $34 million. Okay, $34 million, and didn't cut anybody. Didn't cut Steve Nelson, didn't cut Joe Hayden. And it's funny how everybody's tweeting out Steelers are expected to cut Joe Hayden. And my man, number 23 came out and said, "Who's your source? Who's your source? Because I haven't been told anything, and I can tell you I'm staying."
Yo, funniest thing, someone on the Steelers media came out and said that Steelers gave Juju an insane deal, but he declined it. Then his mom came out on Twitter, was like,
fake news.
Fake news. There was no deal. There was no deal.
And that's
I was like, okay.
And that's the other thing, because on Twitter, right, you have all these Steeler pages, just like every other fan base. You have all these.
Melissa stays off that shit.
You have all these pages, right? So that, obviously the one podcast we watch, the Yinzer podcast, which is on Steeler Nation YouTube channel. They're being attacked because they're speaking truthful facts like how we do. And I think they're getting attacked more because they're females speaking truthful facts within sports and within the Steeler organization, which to me isn't fair.
It's not fair. They're probably just hating
because all these Steeler supposed websites are saying that Juju's gone, and now
they don't know nothing.
And that Chase Claypool has a diva type mentality, and I was always afraid this would happen. And the Steelers never really keep a wide receiver when they become a free agent. They've only did it twice, and it was Brown and it was Hines Ward.
Yeah, I remember.
Santonio Holmes would have been kept on the team if he didn't have the marijuana incident. He would have been retained. But when you have a talent like Juju, and you could say, well, if he doesn't have 100-something catches and 3,000 yards receiving, but when going into the age of 25 and has more receiving yards than Julio Jones and Tyreek Hill, and I forget who the other guy was, but when he has more receiving yards before the age of 25 in a career total so far, yeah, okay, that's a number one wide receiver to me, and makes everyone better.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're saying that but this is what Pittsburgh media does. Well, the idiots within the Pittsburgh media, they're now deciding, okay, well, the Juju thing really isn't gaining steam right now because we have to wait till March 17th. Okay. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So now now they got to take the attention away from Juju. Now it's okay. Oh, Chase Claypool now.
Wow.
Chase Claypool in no way is a diva. You could take the losing, never heard of her. Okay, because you know what? It was a winning streak. Everybody was celebrating it.
Exactly. I would have said the same thing.
And then people obviously, complain about the TikTok videos, and that's the other reason why they're saying because Chase Claypool now he has a TikTok and he does videos and he does this and does that.
Bro,
I don't care what you do off the field.
It's what do you do on the field.
Okay. And people are complaining, because he did the TikTok videos on the field, Juju did, before games, dancing on the logo. And that wasn't an issue till we started losing, and then everybody had to make that the issue. And listen, I know it's repetitive, but the point is, Tomlin, for as good of a coach as he is, he needs to have a little more grasp on that and be like, listen, whatever you do at your house, whatever you do when you go to the mall,
leave that shit at the door when you come here, bro.
When you walk into the UPMC Rooney facility, no TikTok, no nothing. Game day, no TikTok, no nothing. That's it. We're here to play football, and that's the bottom line.
Want to hear something too, though? This year, the Steelers seem to have the hardest schedule. But last year, you guys had the easiest. So we're going to see this year what people say.
I don't think any schedule is really that easy. It's just a matter of who you're playing and when.
Well, basically, who's in your division too.
And
6 year games is in your division.
And let's call it what it is. Yeah, they beat Houston. It's not like they beat Houston with a backup. It's not like they beat the Giants with a backup. It's not like they beat the Colts with a backup. It's not like they beat a lot of the teams with a backup, or even the Browns with a backup, because they decimated the Browns early in the season.
Oh, yeah.
They beat the Ravens twice, which, mind you, that one game had to be moved 455 times. But whatever on that one.
Better, though. Yeah.
But yet, a 38-year-old quarterback came back from the same injury as Terry Bradshaw and went 11-0. And yeah, the season fell flat. Can't deny that. Fell flat. But a 38-year-old quarterback at the time proved every doubter wrong and told you to shove it down your throat. He proved to you that he still belongs. This is still his division. And it will be. Even 10 years after he retires, not Lamar, not Baker, not Joe Burrow will ever touch a damn thing Roethlisberger has done. Let me know when Lamar Jackson's got 60,000 plus career passing yards. Let me know when Baker touches that, and let me know when Joe Burrow does that. Because the only way they're doing that is playing Madden. That's the only way they're doing it. That's the only way. And I was watching a video on YouTube, right? They do like these pump-up videos, right? So they did one where everybody's saying Ben's style of play, he's not going to last long, whatever, right? Guess what, bitches? He's still here.
Mm-hmm.
He's still dominating the position that he plays. He ain't going nowhere.
That would be crazy if he had a third rating now this year.
He gets it. I'm telling you right now, if they do what they need to do in the draft, and obviously the first pick, it's questionable where you go.
You know,
a lot of people are saying
my take on that.
A lot of people saying get a quarterback with the first pick.
If they're there, if either Trey Lance or Kyle Trask is there, you take them.
See, but
I'm sorry, bro.
But
I'm sorry.
You have to see, but if you want a run game, and you know, and you could say, well, you got Snell, you got McFarland,
no,
but without Connor there,
but
you got to get Najee Harris.
No, but yeah, but you could find a decent, not even a good running back in the second round. Le'Veon Bell's a second round pick.
True.
You know, a lot of people sleep on those people.
But me with that first pick, if Najee is sitting there, you got to take him there. If a good offensive lineman is there, you got to take him. And as the draft approaches, now you're going to hear all the scenarios and all the supposed projected trades with this one and that one. That even like the Jets and the Falcons in one mock they swap spots.
The Patriots supposed to be swapping too.
Listen, until it happens, I'm not listening to friggin' Charlie Casserly or Bucky Brooks or whoever. Because some of these mock drafts I've seen are ridiculous. One I've seen, Trevor Lawrence falls to the Steelers at 24. I don't.
Well, I seen one that the Jacksonville Jaguars and take Zach Wilson instead.
Well, that's the thing is Zach Wilson's stock was here and now it's up here. Yeah. Where Fields was up here and it's gone down here.
Yep.
And they're even saying if Justin Fields fell to 24, how do you not take him there? I can tell you why you don't take him.
That's the reason why he fell to 24.
Because obviously there's a reason why he fell. There's a reason why guys going into the draft.
Just fell at 20 something in his draft. Yeah.
He was underrated too. He was very underrated in that draft.
SoCal, right?
Yeah. And but within the draft, and again, and it's so said ad nauseum, especially with the Jets. And I have to explain this to Jets fans, I guess for the umpteenth time, for those who don't grasp this. You have a quarterback already there, okay, who had to go through, 2 head coaches and like 3 different offensive schemes. So how do you expect the kid to learn? Now you have Robert Saleh there, whoever the offensive coordinator is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the chance to wipe the slate clean of 3 years, bring in weapons, have the perfect draft you need, and watch what Sam Darnold does. Because all this, Darnold might be getting traded to the 49ers, or the Bears and the Jets are going to swap quarterbacks. Listen, Mitch Trubisky's the only quarterback in this league so far over the course of his career who hasn't thrown a pick six yet, which is the most oddest stat ever.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's never thrown a pick six. For all the interceptions he's thrown, he's never thrown a pick six. Okay. But you're not upgrading at that position by trading. You're pretty much in the same position.
Exactly, because you have no weapons, no offensive line. It's gonna be the same exact shit. So
and the joke I've seen the other day was it's the Bears GM and Matt Nagy, and they're sitting on the field and it's like they're having a discussion, and they're like, "Oh, Wilson wants to be traded. Oh, Watson might be on the trade block." And then it goes back to the GM. It's like, well, Alex Smith got cut by Washington. Let's go get him. And I get Alex Smith wants to play, but you're taking the biggest gamble. You literally have to get life insurance on him.
Not even, dude, himself. I understand he wants to play, but he almost lost his leg, and if that thing goes, he's gonna lose it.
If I'm him, walk away, go into broadcasting.
Word.
Do something.
Eli Manning got his own little show.
What's it called? All Shucks?
That's fucking not funny. But
it's funny. Come on, he makes that all shucks face like it's nobody's business. He just made the all shucks face in the kitchen when he threw one of his kids a ketchup bottle. The wife intercepted it.
Fuck it.
But
Doesn't matter. You always showed up in the fourth quarter to me.
well, it's funny, and there was a I forget where I saw it, but there was a picture. It was Tom Brady like shaking hands with Archie Manning or something like that, and then it was like a quotation, and it was like, yeah, my son stopped you from winning 12 freaking rings or something like that. It was hilarious.
That shit is funny though.
But my thing is, like with free agency and like all these tags, right? I don't.
Allen Robinson's about to get tagged.
He did.
He did get tagged.
He
right?
did. Marcus May got tagged.
Yep.
Somebody from the Panthers got tagged. Allen Robinson, yeah, I was expecting it. But again, if you're gonna put the same team with Trubisky at quarterback and not get anything to bolster that team, Chicago's just gonna be right where they were last year and the year before that, on the outside looking in.
I think Chicago's draft a quarterback.
Well, if they do that, it pretty much shows that the GM, just like your guy's GM, is inept and stupid, and traded up and got nothing.
I wouldn't say trade up, but
and they don't. And it's not that the Bears need. See, the Bears don't need a quarterback either. You have to have a stable offensive system for these guys to learn. When you're constantly taking one offensive coordinator out for another, constantly year in, year out, because it's not working, how do you expect a Trubisky, a Sam Darnold to learn? You can't. So if you're a fan that doesn't see past certain things, don't watch football. Because
you
have to
speak about it. You can watch
it.
Don't
even watch it, because if you watch it and then you talk, you're just talking out of your ass. Because you don't understand. There's a playbook, but how are you supposed to know the playbook when it's changing every year or every 5 minutes? And everybody's saying, all these media outlets are saying, that Roethlisberger made a mistake in re-signing. He should have walked away. Listen, you don't understand the determination
this man has
in Ben Roethlisberger. He's not doing this for him. That's what you all seem to forget. He's not doing it for Ben Roethlisberger. He's doing it for Claypool, Washington, Snell, Chuck Okafor, Kevin Dotson, Alex Highsmith, Juju, so on and so forth. Okay, it doesn't matter if he gets a third or not. It's not for him. It's for them. He wants to leave. He wants to leave on top. The same way Brady wants to leave is on top, so nobody surpasses him.
That's why Brady's restructuring his contract to keep, Barrett and all of them.
Well, they're going to lose one of them.
I don't know.
And they're not going to lose Godwin.
Well, they already take him.
Yeah, they're not going to lose him, because whether he decides to play under the tag or if he goes, listen, I want to reach, I want a new deal.
Well, he already said he would play under the tag like a week ago, so they tagged him today. So yeah.
Yeah, but everybody says that, and then all you got to do is look at Bud Dupree, look at Dak Prescott, and every other guy who's played under the tag since the franchise tag has been put in, and realize that these guys always get hurt under it. See, Bud Dupree on the free agent market's going to get paid, but what you don't realize, he's not going to get paid as much as you think.
I know.
Because of that injury. And yeah, he's slated to be ready by training camp. And all the rumors were that he would be at Steeler camp if he wasn't signed by anybody. I guess just to work out and stay in shape or do whatever. That's all well and good, but to me, if I'm the Steelers, just franchise tag him. Just do it. See if he'll play under it.
At 19?
Because why not? Especially if there's going to be a new team, but you have to get the Juju deal done. Well, as soon as March 17th hits, here comes all the rumors again.
I think you guys got to have $19 million in cap in order to tag him.
Well, whether they do or don't.
No, as I'm saying, I think you guys, in order the franchise to tag somebody, you guys have to have that.
Well, what they're going to wind up doing to probably get near that is they'll probably restructure Tuitt's deal, Boswell's deal.
Yep. Villanueva's.
Villanueva's gone.
That's right.
You can restructure DeCastro's or say goodbye to him, and
you would save actually a decent amount.
You would, if you were to cut. See, and this is the thing that people don't realize when they're like, "Oh, cut Steve Nelson because you saved this." Cut Hayden because you saved this. You realize you save less by cutting Hayden than you would Steve Nelson? Because if you cut Hayden, you save $7.5. If you cut Nelson, you would have saved almost $9 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now here's a question: Who the hell's playing in the secondary? Who? Cam Sutton's going to play every game? And don't get me wrong, Cam Sutton's a good player, but is he an every down player? No, he's not. And now you got to get Mike Hilton signed. You got to get Mike Hilton signed too. See,
you might have to use a tag on somebody, bro.
See, the Steelers have all these questions. And they've managed to answer some, but not all. And you're not going to like, and if you're a hardcore Steeler fan like I am, you're not going to like some of the answers, but you have to understand it. You have to desensitize yourself from the attachment to every single player.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, it doesn't matter. You have to desensitize yourself from these players and just realize it's not what it used to be.
I know.
Like Dan Marino played his whole career in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Eli Manning
was a Giant from day one till his last game. Okay? Not many stick it out that way. Ben Roethlisberger has been there since the draft for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
The loyalty to your team is a dying breed within any sport. And the real main reason is because, and I don't blame a player at all for this, because they're not treating it as a sport anymore. They're treating it as a business.
Exactly.
And you have to. Because at the end of the day, you're an athlete. You have a God-given ability, okay, that you've practiced and honed and have perfected.
Yep.
Okay?
You bust your ass, too.
So now you want to get paid your worth. And this is where Juju's words get twisted. He said, I want to play with a good quarterback. Okay, now obviously that's Ben Roethlisberger. He wants to get paid his worth. He's going to be valued at getting, projected, it's going to be around $16 million a year. Now, I think if the Steelers came to him March 17th and said, listen, we can give you a four-year, but it's going to be a little less than $16 million a year, I think he stays. Because there might be some incentives in there. And that's what you got to, and that's what you got to think about. And for everybody who watches Juju on Instagram, at the zoo, he's playing tug of war with a lion. He's signing with the Lions. Stop that shit. Stop.
I don't think he would ever start with the Lions.
Stop. It's just so asinine how anytime he puts something out and he gets the unwarranted hate. He's a kid living his life. Let him live his life, you freaking Gen Z little bitches.
Exactly. Same with Chase Claypool, bro. If you want to be a TikTok, let him be on fucking TikTok, bro.
But you want to know what's funny, though? He's a TikTok influencer, but yet, again, before the age of 25, he's got more receiving yards career than some.
Stays off the field, man. Who gives a shit what he does?
Well, that's the thing is you got to keep that,
That's where Tom comes in.
Yeah, and Tomlin's got to be like, listen, I know you guys want to have fun. I'm all for it, but when you walk into Heinz Field, you walk into the Rooney facility, it's business.
Leave that shit.
It's not personal. It's business. Leave it at your house.
I honestly think this year, bro, they know what time it is. Like, there's no playing games.
And for everybody
honestly, I'm not kidding.
And when you brought up the schedule before, how it's one of the hardest.
No, it
is
the hardest.
And last year wasn't a cupcake schedule either. It's not my fault. It's not the Steelers' fault that the Broncos sucked. It's not my fault that Houston blew chunks. It's not my fault that the Colts blew a lead. It's not my fault that Ben can adapt to any situation and start playing street ball and beat your ass.
And now you guys have a new offensive coordinator as well.
A new offensive coordinator that it's going to be a more high potent offense
with a running game.
And that's the key factor. It's going to have a running game, whether the running back is Najee Harris or it's McFarland, who was the running back for Matt Canada at Maryland, or if it's Benny Snell, or if Connor comes back on a neighborhood friendly deal, which he's going to have to, because I don't see Connor really going anywhere else. He's a Pitt guy through and through. Just like Juju is a Pittsburgh Steeler through and through. I don't care what you say. I don't care, Raiders fans. We're getting Juju. You guys don't know if Derek Carr is going to be be your quarterback or not. You don't know whether you get rid of Mariota or keeping him. You traded friggin'.
Well, I heard they traded. The Patriots might we're looking at Mariota.
Patriots need to look at retooling everything from the owner down.
Mariota's a fucking big step up from Cam Newton. I'll tell you that much stuff.
But you know what? But you know what though? I rather. Everybody was saying that, Cam Newton's a free agent. Why don't the Steelers go get him? Because I want no parts of Cam Newton. Maybe Cam Newton in his prime in Carolina.
2015, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, not even 2015. He couldn't even jump on a fumble in a Super Bowl.
But yet that was his MVP year, though.
Regardless, it's
Yeah, but that's where all the injuries came from. Him running and shit. That's what exactly what's happening to Lamar.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
And you know what's funny is somebody put this out that Lamar is just the younger, faster version of Colin Kaepernick with the other Harbaugh brother. It's the same style offense that Jim Harbaugh ran with Colin Kaepernick, who, again, Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator for Jim Harbaugh, and then he went over to Baltimore. And who's the head coach of Baltimore? John, I want to punch you in the face, Harbaugh.
Yep.
It's the same offense. It's not hard to figure out. And if you want Lamar to really succeed in this league and not be a one-trick pony, you're going to have to revamp his style of play.
He's going to learn to pass.
And you're going to have to fix his throwing because his throwing is inaccurate as can be. He gets lucky at times. And yeah, they have a decent run game.
He overthrows like a motherfucker, bro.
But and they're talking about making Miles Boykin down there now a tight end. Miles Boykin is like 2'5".
He's a receiver, bro.
This is apparently what they're trying to do. This is apparently what they're going to try to do. And I'm not. If I'm a Raven fan, I'm not for it. But thank God I'm not.
Evan Ingram's not even like that tight end to me, bro.
And that's the thing. Going into the draft, if the Giants don't trade up or trade down, and Kyle Pitts is there, week 1 of the NFL season, Kyle Pitts is my starting tight end. If I'm the Giants, and Evan Ingram is converted to another wide receiver.
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Because he can run the routes like a wide receiver the same way Eric Ebron can.
But he can't block for the life of him.
And that's the other thing. The Steelers got to go out and get a tight end. And Kyle Rudolph's out there, and Jared Cook apparently is out there.
Jared Cook's.
But the thing is, Kyle Rudolph's going to cost you money, regardless the team.
Jared Cook won't cost you that much.
Jared Cook ain't going to cost you that much. There was another tight end out there. Jesse James is out there. He's not a big name, but he could block. He still caught the ball. I think it's like, I think it's like I don't know. This guy hasn't tweeted it in a while, but I think we're up to like day 2000 now since Jesse James has caught the ball. Just like it was only supposed to take 14 days to flatten the curve of COVID. It's been a very long 14 days. So long, in fact, that we're almost hitting the year anniversary of COVID. So
now it's supposed to be wearing 2 fucking masks now. But
no. Apparently now, if you get fully vaccinated, you ain't got to wear the mask, and you can fraternize with all the other fully COVID people. I'm so done with the mask to the point that I'm gonna stop wearing it soon. I'm just really fucking done with it. But speaking of other things, though, UFC, very interesting pay-per-view, and Peter Yan can come out and apologize, but he knew what he was doing the minute that official said he's a downed opponent, and he threw the knee anyway.
Ooh, that one.
But here's the thing that everybody's like, everybody I talk to about this, they're shitting on Sterling for this.
I give him most respect.
That when Dana White put the title on him, he wanted no part of it. None.
To him, he didn't earn it.
Because that's not the way he didn't want to win the title. And that was a hard-fought fight between the two of them. But again, we all know how I feel. I don't think Peter Yan should have ever have been the number 1 contender to it. Because if UFC is going to have rankings, then uphold those rankings. Because Sterling was higher ranked than Peter Yan.
Hey, he still took the fight, though. You know what I'm saying?
And Aljamain Sterling came out and he said, we're running it back. He goes, I'm going to fight him again. He's going to put the title on the line against him. Because when he put that title down in the middle of the octagon, you are my respect.
I tell you.
And then Israel Adesanya, for the biggest shit talker he is, he
got his ass.
He got humbled by friggin' Blanovic.
Yeah,
he got friggin'
But
humbled.
honestly, in the post interview after the fight, he gave his props.
Well, no, he did, but I just don't like. There's something with Israel Adesanya that I just can't stand.
He talks too much shit. Dude.
And John Jones was like, John Jones on Twitter that whole night. He goes, "This is supposed to be the super fight I'm supposed to have with this cat." Nah, it's off the table.
Dude, you see the size of John Jones right now? Like, oh man, dude, I can't wait that dude comes back.
Well, it's funny because Cormier came out the other day, and they were asking him things, and he said, even though in the light heavyweight division, Adesanya can't be stopped, really, even though he got stopped this past Saturday, he said, but hands down, pound for pound, regardless of all the nonsense around him, that John Bones Jones is the greatest light heavyweight of all time in UFC. And that's a high compliment from Daniel Cormier. But to me, see, UFC didn't have, when UFC started, they didn't have all these divisions.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a light heavyweight and you were going up against like motherfucking Tank Abbott. You could be Dan Severn and fighting a guy that was like 300 pounds heavier than you.
Yep.
See, UFC back then was so much better because you literally had like a pay-per-view like once a year. Once a year. You didn't have all this UFC Fight Pass and these guys fighting at UFC Fight Night every Saturday night. You didn't have all that. And to me, that's what made UFC so much better back then than what it is now.
Yeah.
Because you always had that hype to it. But see, for me, and I get that John Jones wants to move up to heavyweight, and he has, but I don't think he should be the first one to get a title shot after Miocic versus Ngannou, because we already know where this is going to lead to, right? I've already mapped it out for you, but we're going to map it out again. Jones and Cormier are chirping on Twitter, okay? So we already know where this is going to start going.
Mm-hmm.
Stipe is going to fight Ngannou. Now, my opinion, Stipe is going to beat Ngannou.
Yep.
Jones is going to beat Stipe. Even though Cormier is retired, Cormier is a money hoe. So if you offer him the right amount of money, you don't think he's coming out of retirement to fight John Jones in Cormier's division? Because let's call it what it is. Even though Cormier is dominated in both divisions and has held both titles, Cormier is more of a heavyweight than he's ever been a light heavyweight.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
So, can Jones go into Cormier's division and dominate him the way he dominated Cormier in the light heavyweight division?
Well,
to me, it's very, very close, because now you're in Cormier's league now. You're in Cormier's division.
You only talk about 10 pounds.
And you could talk about that Jones has the reach and Jones has got this and that, but Jones had the speed when he was lighter. Let's see how he handles the 10-pound weight increase.
All you gotta do is keep him away. All you guys do is keep Cormier from taking him down. That's it.
Because we all know how if Cormier takes him down, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
He's been taken down twice in his whole entire career, but once by Cormier and once by Alexander.
And even with the dirty drug tests, the coke, you can't take John Jones' natural ability away from him. You just can't. But I think John Jones should have at least 2 fights in the heavyweight division before we just give the guy a heavyweight title shot. He's pretty much only getting a heavyweight title shot because the name John Bones Jones. Or it's that, and not only that, I just think Dana White doesn't see anybody else within the heavyweight division worthy of a title shot after Miocic and Ngannou.
I know. Like honestly, who? Nobody. I can't think of nobody.
Unless they're going to bring Brock Lesnar back in.
You're kidding me.
And if they brought Brock Lesnar back in, that's just a friggin' joke. I would stop watching UFC right then. Because
he should have never been. I don't think he should have ever been in UFC.
Well, you know what? He wanted to give it a shot, and hey, he became world heavyweight champion for a while.
He's not nasty with the hands. Like if he kicks down, it's a wrap.
They only brought him in for one reason. The name Brock Lesnar, it would sell more pay-per-views.
Yeah,
it would sell more tickets. It would sell more pay-per-views. It would put more asses in the seats, right? The same way they brought CM Punk in, the same way they brought Kimbo Slice in. And CM Punk had no business. He had no business ever being in the octagon. He got his ass handed to him by Mickey fucking Gall. Mickey Gall, okay? And then CM Punk would come out in interviews and be like, oh, I could fight somebody like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor would waste the shit out of you, okay? I don't fight MMA, and I would beat the shit out of CM Punk.
Yeah, I was happy Dustin Poirier beat,
Yeah, I was a little...
I don't care, yo. I don't care.
I'm a Conor McGregor guy.
You can be a Conor McGregor guy.
I just love the way he shit talks. I just love the way, especially with Mayweather, how he just got and Mayweather would come out and be like, "Oh, you're not getting under my skin, bro." No, he got under your skin, especially with the fuck suit with all the pinstripes. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I loved every minute of it. But and then you got spring training.
I don't know the deal with it yet.
See, and when we were watching it Sunday, and Ryan Ruocco, I think, was calling the game with David Cohn, and Ryan Ruocco was like, for the Yankees to have a successful season and win the World Series, they got to stay healthy. And now Britton's out.
Yep.
with no timetable to return to remove elbow spurs in his, in the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big loss in the bullpen.
Yep.
Whether you hate the Yankees, like the Yankees, or you just watch the Yankees because there ain't nothing else on. Okay, Zach Britton was one of those guys that you knew coming in, whether it's the 7th, the 8th, or even if you asked him to close a game because Chapman needs his rest.
He would get you those 3 outs.
He got you to 3 outs.
Yep.
A majority of the time, he gets you to 3 outs. He would have 1 or 2 bad games here or there, like any other reliever,
Nobody's
regardless.
perfect.
But that's a huge loss to now who fills in that spot now.
Not much.
And to me, honestly, you gotta kind of think Jordan Montgomery has got to go to the bullpen because you need a lefty in there.
Oh yeah, yep.
You need a lefty. I mean, if you're gonna tell me that you're gonna put Michael King in there now to replace Britton,
I wouldn't.
no. Either that or you go out and you got to pick up somebody. And to do that, you're either gonna have to make a trade with somebody, or you're gonna have to wait till they start cutting down the rosters
Or I would just.
and seeing who's out there. That's what you got to do.
Or I would just bring Montgomery to the pen until Britton comes back.
You could do that, but then,
Who's gonna fill the spot?
you have Severino who should be back by June, July.
Okay.
You would have to obviously bring up Devi, or you just
Ride it out.
or Montgomery's spot an opener, like a lot of teams, and that's the newest thing
And
now that
plug it in,
every
right?
team
And plug
that
one in,
every
right?
team's doing now, where they're going to use a bullpen guy to start a game. See, to me,
That's not
That's
a
a
bad
waste.
idea. Yeah, but it's not a bad idea.
yeah, but you're killing your bullpen.
Not if your starters starts those. I mean, the bullpen. I mean, whatever. It starts those first 3 innings.
Yeah, but you're asking, but the thing is you're taking a bullpen piece out and asking him to start the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say he gets shelled in the first inning. Now you got to rely on your bullpen the whole time now. See, for me, I would just have a 6-man rotation, which no team has. I would just have a 6-man rotation. But see, the Yankees could do it if they don't put Montgomery in the bullpen. Or do you just put Devi Garcia in the bullpen? But then you're wasting a young arm in the bullpen.
Exactly.
Which I wouldn't do either. So the Yankees will figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, once he gets the surgery, they're going to find out how long it's going to be.
Well,
if it's like a month or
It
two,
should be the same
then ride it out.
It should be the same amount Joe Schultz was.
Yeah, but see, the issue with this is I think it's more than this. I think it's more.
It's more than a bone
I think
spur?
it's more than bone spurs. I think it's UCL related, and you're going to find out he's going to need Tommy John surgery.
Oh,
And
so after that though, then I don't know, man.
after that, you're going to have to go out and make a trade, or you're going to have to pick somebody up off the scrap heap somewhere.
Yeah, he's done.
Because because he'll be done at that point.
Yeah, you can't fuck with the elbow.
Sanchez is having a pretty decent spring so far.
Yeah, he went yard today.
But now he has to correlate that into the regular season. DJ is going to be DJ, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Voigt's going to be Luke Voigt. The real question marks, to me as a Yankee fan, is Judge, Stanton, Frazier.
Frazier, yeah.
Because even though they re-signed Brett Gardner, right? Brett Gardner's not going to be the everyday left fielder. And even Aaron Hicks is a question mark too, because Aaron Hicks has been one over the past year and a half where he's constantly hurt.
You're right.
And
But
to me,
I like about him. He's a switcher.
and that's the thing, and that's the only lefty they have in this batting lineup. It's him.
Walt Gardner.
Well, but the games with Gardner doesn't start. Hicks is the only lefty, unless you're going to start Mike Ford at first and give Voigt a day off here and there. Then that's the only other lefty you got then too. And to me, this is the year before the All-Star break and before the trade deadline where you have to get Stanton's value here
Mm-hmm. And
to
ship him out.
move him out
I know, and ship him off because he's.
and try to recoup some of that money.
Because, dude.
Because
He hasn't no shit.
because he'll show you that flash,
That's why it's called the Flash.
right? He'll show you that flash, and then it just
Dies down.
It's just,
Poof,
it's
goes
just
away.
like, okay, all right, so in 6 games, I hit 5 home runs, and
next
okay,
10
now I'll strike out the next 45 times at
Exactly.
bat. No, it's got to be
I mean,
consistent,
ERA is like fucking 1.199. Fuck.
and Garrett Cole's going to have to be Garrett Cole.
He will be.
Kluber
James Taglione ain't that bad.
Yeah, but between Kluber and Taglione, both coming off injuries, and they got a lot to prove. See, Taglione was smart in getting because you didn't give up much. And the Yankees knew they needed another starter, knowing that Severino isn't going to be back by opening day. So you had to get another starting pitcher. Not only did they get one, they got two.
Yep.
Okay. Kluber's going to have to be lights out like he was in the first 2 innings when he pitched against the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be that and more. Taglione's going to have to be the same way and more. Garrett Cole's going to have to be Garrett Cole. And Deivi Garcia is going to have to be Deivi Garcia. And if Montgomery is the last starting pitcher, Montgomery is going to have to be the Montgomery he was in 2017.
And Cole and Sanchez are on the same page too, bro.
Yeah, that's the other issue. That's the other issue that comes into play. And
I don't know what the issue is, but they got to
I think it's just
chemistry.
It just really comes down to that. It's really the chemistry that I don't think they have that Hichikawa and Cole have. And I think it's because Cole tells Hichikawa, listen, this is what I'm throwing when I'm throwing it. So when I tell you to put this down, this is what you're throwing down. Whereas Sanchez is kind of stubborn. He's like, oh, no, bro, I'm
telling you right here, low inside.
Yeah.
He's like, right here.
But we're, we'll
get into that later.
But for the most part, Sanchez is going to be the starting catcher.
Yeah.
It's just hands down, that's just what's going to be.
I do like Hichikawa though, man.
He's definitely a good serviceable backup.
Yeah.
And he can hit, which is good.
Yeah, he can get on base. That's all
but
that matters,
he's not the starting catcher.
I didn't say starter.
He's not a starting catcher. No, I know that, but he's not a starting catcher to me. He's not. It's the same thing like with the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Right, getting into hockey for a bit. Igor Shesterkin was a good backup. Gorgiev was another good backup.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the Rangers get exposed because now without Lundqvist there, they're not reliable starters. They're not reliable starting goalies.
I know. Yes.
And they're not building this team the way they should be building it. Like, they had the number 1 pick. They got this Alex Lafreniere kid, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't lived up to the hype. Last year, they had the 2nd pick. So the Devils took Jack Hughes. The Rangers took Papo Kako. Papo Kako hasn't lived up to the hype either.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm the Rangers, I got to go and find a reliable goaltender.
I know.
Right now they're playing, and I think they're starting this Keith Kendrick kid. Never friggin' heard of this guy.
Hey,
but
you gotta see what you can do.
But if he's better than the two, then I gotta ride it out with him.
Shit, we'll see.
And
he's gonna shut out. Boom. Islanders playing what, 7 o'clock? Way past 7.
Yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock now. But the Islanders built their team up right. I mean, yeah, they had to suck for years, but they drafted, built certain guys up, got them out, recouped it in draft picks, drafted different guys, built them up, and so on and so forth. And that's how you got to build your team.
That was a nice job, Mike Warren.
No, Barzell.
Mike Barzell, that's what it was. Between the legs, dude.
Yeah, that I do have to give him credit on that one. But and then the NBA All-Star game.
The slam dunk contest? Is that what you're gonna talk about? What?
I don't get. Okay, Cassius Stanley has one sick dunk to start the game, and they give him like 7s and 8s. Obi Toppin comes out, has an amazing dunk, he gets screwed. Then they had this Anthony Simmons kid come out, and because he did the
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, he did the Tracy McGrady dunk, and let's just give him the dunk title. Yeah, Obi Toppin should have won that. I'm sorry, Obi Toppin should have won it. This is why they shouldn't have had an All-Star game. This is why they shouldn't have had a slam dunk competition. This is why they shouldn't even have had a friggin' skills competition. Because the skills competition sucked. The only thing that was great, that was interesting, was the three-point competition. Because
Steph Curry.
Because I thought Jason Tatum would have given Curry a run for his money. Mike Conley did.
Yeah, he did.
Mike Conley, who only got in because Booker was hurt, so Conley had to fill in for him. And Steph Curry, yeah, fucking human cheat code. And then in the All-Star game, Dame Lillard and Steph Curry both went off.
Dude, I know.
Could you imagine in a world where Steph Curry,
Klay Thompson, Dame Lillard,
and Dame Lillard with Klay Thompson were all on this? Oh, Maroon.
Dude, they would just stand in perimeter.
Oh my God. It would just be
there.
it would be 3-point central heaven for whoever team they were on.
That's what I'm saying. Next year, man, when Klay comes back, I think Golden State Warriors have something to prove to the league. They're like, all right, boys, we back.
They do, but then Brooklyn just got a bit better with Blake Griffin, though. Which I didn't think he was going to go there. All signs were saying he was going to go sign with LA, but hey, Brooklyn got him. So I'm telling you, Brooklyn, without KD, they're still winning.
They're holding it down, yeah.
And
now the Lakers, I don't know about them. They're dropping. Probably.
Well, without Anthony Davis, LeBron is
shit.
LeBron's weak now.
He's the GOAT, though.
Yeah. Fucking goat my left sack. Yeah. Hey, I tweaked my ankle. I got to sit out for like a month. No. Sorry, goats don't do that. Goats play through injuries. And what's going to be interesting though, and I said this the other night, and I'm going to say it again. The Eastern Conference title goes through Brooklyn.
I know.
Okay? And the Knicks don't get enough credit because the Knicks have been pretty decent. Their record says different, but listen, they're above 500. Julius Randle's playing lights out.
No, he's
Julius Randle is getting an extension. He doesn't want to leave, but the only thing they can offer him, and the max is a 4-year 106. Which, give it to the kid. Give it to him.
I would.
Because he actually, you know what's funny?
He's averaging double doubles.
And what's funny is he said the real reason why he's improved was when he was with the Lakers with Kobe Bryant. Like they took a flight. They were playing Dallas. And it was like the day before the game against the Mavericks or whatever it was, or like the morning of. And Kobe said, "Hey, what are you gonna do before the game starts?" He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go visit family." He goes, "No, you're not. Come with me." Took him to the gym, and he showed Julius Randle his work ethic, and Julius Randle's been doing it since. That he's passing it on to everybody else on the Knicks. So the Mamba mentality lives on.
Yep. Michael Jordan did it for Kobe. Kobe's doing it for him.
So
Kobe's legacy, baby.
It is what it is, but it's getting a little chilly out now. So before I get hypothermia, I wonder what the weather's going to be like Saturday. Maybe we'll break out another video.
I don't know.
We got to see. A lot of schedules conflict and whatnot. So I'd like to do more videos. We'll have to fit them in somehow where we can, how we can. But as it gets nicer out there, we'll go more places and record elsewhere. Might have to make a trip to my old stomping grounds, the good old NHP. That's right. So I'll let y'all know when we're going to do that one. And if y'all want to come out and shoot the shit, come out and shoot the shit.
Let's do it.
All right. So till then, stay safe, mask up, and as always, peace.